Hey Aquarius, I'm Lucy Ravenstone and let's do a reading for you for April. This is part 1. I'm going to do a part 1 and part 2 series, and part 1 is going to be your main reading and part 2 will be the crossing energies that gives you a little bit of in deeper sort of insight into the month's energies and what is influencing you. I would like feedback on whether or not you like this part 1 and part 2, so please check out both. I need to know if it's beneficial to me for me to keep doing it or just stick with the one monthly reading for now. Anyways, let's jump right in. I'm going to use 3 decks. I will try and list below the decks that I'm using because I never remember names of things. I'm really great with faces but not with names. So let's see what's in store for April for you, Aquarius. So I'm using 2 decks. That one wants to come out. 2 decks for the main read, and then we use my Archangel Michael to just give us a little bit more guidance and clarity on the situations at hand. Okay. So let's begin. So we're starting off with Hanged Man energy, Aquarius. So I'm getting this vibe that the situations that you're in, coming into this month, are basically situations you put yourself in. That could be that they're great situations or they're bad situations, but where you are right now is self-made. I do feel this sense of kind of not wanting to face something. I feel like this Aquarius was kind of last month's energy as well, of you kind of keeping things below the surface or not really facing, like it was like now's the time to face it, stop worrying, and I feel like you're still kind of hanging in it. I feel like the method that you're choosing is to kind of go with the flow and vibe with it that way, but it definitely feels like the situations you're in is all self-made, which means you are the person that's going to stop you from hanging upside down from a tree, but whether or not you do that is a different question. We're moving from that Hanged Man energy to reverse 2 of Wands. Let's see what we have. So I definitely feel like you, even though you are this person that's put you in this energy, I feel like you are feeling that, why am I in this situation? Like, why me? That kind of energy is what it's giving me as soon as I see this 2 of Wands. Now, this 2 of Wands can mean, you know, that you have everything that you want in your hand. Like if it was upright, this is how I would kind of read it for you, is you have everything you want in your hand, and yet there's more to come. So for me, this feels like you just feel like everything is kind of coming at you, and yet like you have a kind of a journey that you're going on. I feel like you actually know where you want to go, but you're just kind of, I get this fear of wanting to go there. I hope that you can apply that to your situation because that's coming through quite strongly for me. I feel definitely that there's something holding you back from actually getting what you want or for things being the way they want. I do get this sense that you kind of want things to be easy and you don't want to put in the work for it, which is quite interesting, Aquarius. And I get that there's something climbing up to you. So I definitely feel like there's something kind of trying to get your attention to deal with it, or you need to face something now, because this going with the flow it's not going anywhere while you're just sitting in the energy that you're sitting in now. Next is Knight of Cups. Instantly when I look at this, I get that there's loving energy in the air. I feel like there's a lot of love coming at you, or I feel like you feel a lot of love for somebody, that there's kind of this attraction towards somebody or something, and it's giving you like an overflow of emotions, which is really cool. And I kind of get this sense as I'm looking at this Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups, we're in Knight energy, and Knight energy to me is kind of that warrior of the go-getter. It's kind of like you have direction based on the knowledge that you've accumulated this far, and it's kind of sending you on a journey. And I'm definitely feeling this for you. But it's just throwing emotions at me, and I feel like this is you are ready to be feeling a whole lot of something, but I do feel like there's aspects of this that can be like it's too emotional, or there's too much that you're shying away from it. So I feel like you feel more than what you're showing is probably a way of saying that. I feel like you are riding in this kind of bubble of feels, and you kind of don't want to, there's like an aspect of don't wanting to show something, or that there's just something that you're not like letting out into the open for whatever reasons, like you're holding back. But I can feel below the surface there's this whole lot of emotions and feelings. It does feel like there's great good feelings in here. It feels like warm and loving, and I'm feeling passion as well within that. So I feel that overflow of emotion from the cups, but just this kind of keeping it kind of hidden, or not wanting to kind of let it out into the world right now. I'm feeling a lot of wands energy, but it's not wands energy of like passion, fire, creativity moving forward. I feel like you're just squashing that. I feel like you're kind of holding an aspect of yourself back, really. The next is King of Wands. So King of Wands is good energy. It is reversed, and I feel like really how this is how this is showing for you. It's kind of like you could be this King of Wands, like you could be holding your staff. I'll show you the imagery. I'm going to show you how I'm seeing it. So you could be holding the staff, you could be upright, you could be flourishing, and kind of being that leader of creating something for yourself and growing something. But how the energy you're in is kind of suppressing that. You are holding on to something that you want to nourish and flourish and nurture into reality, but I feel like it's just something you're holding on to. It's kind of like a dream, rather than a reality. I feel like there's something that you're desiring, but because you're holding back in some way, you're not progressing towards what you desire. And that's the thing, 2020, and right now this energy we're in is the year of transitions. So last month, Aquarius, I'm vaguely remembering sort of saying to you that this is the time for you to get movement. Like now is the time to stop worrying, let go of those worries, let's go forward, let's kind of get things actiony. And I really feel you're still sitting in that energy. Instead of dealing with it, you're kind of hermiting within to kind of avoid your responsibilities, is what I want to say. So yeah, apply that to your situation and how it would, but it feels avoidance, definitely. And I feel like you need to be in this King energy where you are creating the life you want. Because the next one, again, King of Swords reverse. You have your kings here, but they're reversed, and it's saying like this is the energy that you desire is how it's coming across me. It's like you want to be making logical choices, you want to be in control of your direction and growing something, creating something in your life, but I really feel that there's a restriction of some kind, and I feel like this is all self-imposed. It's like something in you just won't take the risk. It's kind of like I feel that in here the sword of the King of Swords is pointing up to this King of Wands, and it really is. I'm actually drawn to something that is tucked in his shirt that's growing out of his shirt, and I feel like you've grown something previously, and this is what you're holding on to as well. You have these two aspects of a situation. I feel like there's this kind of like there's something you've grown, and this is kind of what's holding on to you, and it's taking your attention away from something you're trying to grow, and it feels like there's a lot more like whatever it is that you had built to a place that's higher than what you have now. So this is something you should be nourishing, what you're trying to create, but something that you created before, because it holds a lot more power, it is holding on to you. And I feel like it's because you're in this dynamic of you just really torn from making that next step, so you're choosing kind of not to and staying in a limbo here. But it does feel like that this King of Swords is leading me back to that King of Wands, that building of two things, that kind of holding on to two things. And I feel like one of them as well is out of what you want, and one of them is out of kind of duty as well. This is like the dynamic it's giving me. The sword is the duty and the honor, and the want is the direction towards you yourself who is holding the sword. It's kind of this balance of like which one, how am I supposed to stand by my duty and my honor, or am I supposed to go by my desires and you know, it's that kind of to and fro aspect of this is really kind of getting me. And you're trying, I feel like you are in this King of Sword energy of trying to be logical about it. But I feel like really, I'm going to pull a card on that because I don't want to say that in case it is opinion. Let me pull a card right now. You're on the right path. Okay, so you need to go through this. You need to really figure out what is more important to you is what I will say. That's where I was on, and I feel like it's like nobody else can make this choice for you. You have to make it yourself. You create this situation and you have the power to change it. It's literally what I just said. You know, nobody else can make decisions for you. You created this situation, so you have to be the one to solve it. But you're on the right path. This is something you have to go through. So I feel like this is all part of your journey of something here is giving you growth and you're learning something new about yourself. I do feel like you have to, you're being guided a certain way. And I feel like this is your logical self is guiding your heart to somewhere. And I feel like you need to be a bit more tactful by what you're doing. I feel like this avoidance, etc., is not helpful. And I say that because it's like you're kind of pulling yourself along with how I'm seeing this imagery. You are pulling yourself along. This is you and this is your kind of heart that's all vulnerable and like, I don't know what to do. And your logic, this is your logic to me, this is your brain that is pulling your heart along saying, come on, this is what we need to do. So listen to yourself. You kind of know what's in your best interest and the best interest of everyone involved. I do feel like that is a large aspect of this situation, which is why you started. Hanged Man is very much you create the situation, you got the power to change it. It's very much saying, look, you're in this because you put yourself here, so let's deal with it. Let's play. We have the Seven of Cups reversed next. So the Seven of Cups is giving me energy, which is kind of like you have had everything. It feels like this is the same feels of that kind of the crop that was tucked in his shirt. It feels like you've had everything, but you are not seeing the kind of, I can't think of the word I'm trying to find. You're not seeing the value in that. It's kind of like you had, technically you had everything. It's like saying, you know, you had a chocolate bar that was like, you wanted chocolate and you got all the chocolate that you wanted, but it wasn't it didn't turn out how you wanted. Like it was too sweet or not sweet enough. Perhaps it wasn't made by the correct chocolatier. It's kind of like there was aspects of it missing is what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing like that's what your focus is, and this is you're to-ing and froing with whether like you know you had everything in this one option, and then this new option it's kind of like, yeah, but I could create everything again and it'd be sweeter. This is a dynamic I'm seeing here. I'm going to pull a card of Archangel Michael with this one as well, give us some little bit of insight into this. Yeah, believe and trust. So believe that this to me, and this was reversed, so pay attention to this. This is trust in your inner guidance, but it's believe and trust. So here where I thought, where I said, what come to me was kind of like you had something and it was everything, but you feel like it can be sweeter. This to me is just confirming that. It's saying, yes, believe in that. Believe if you think you can make it better and sweeter, because that's not exactly what you desired, not exactly what you wanted. I mean, sometimes we can have everything, but it's not, like materialistically we can have everything, but it doesn't fulfill our needs now. Like we are growing and evolving. So what was everything once upon a time, it changes. Like our wants and what we crave in life changes and adjusts as we grow. And it doesn't mean that we cannot do the same things again and it be better. And actually that's kind of how cycles go. We go through patterns of growth where we do get second chances because we learn something new each time, that the next time we can do it bigger and better, or we learn something new from that next journey. Page of Wands, so this is you going on a journey. The Page of Wands kind of to me is exploring an emotional aspect of something, and this here I feel like with this Knight of Cups and this Page of Wands, like this is you. And because for some reason I got emotional from this, and it actually has nothing to do with the card, but I've somehow dragged that into this. And it really just feels like this, you're on some kind of a journey towards something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling. I feel like you just something didn't tick some boxes. And here is you kind of going, like leaping into something, taking a risk. So I do feel like from this you are going to move forward and take a risk. It's giving me moving along. Packing the bags to me is giving letting go of something here. You are letting go of the old. I do feel you're carrying some of it with you, and you're going to always have to have some of it with you. But you are still journeying, moving forward, and saying goodbye to something, an aspect of the situation. And there's definitely, to me, there's 3 people involved in this, but 2 people are the main people, and you have to let one of those people go. But you're still going to carry one person with you, and this other person, it's whether or not you choose that person or not. But I feel like there's one person you have to let go either way. And the second person is the person that you're hoping to journey with. And I do feel like it's going to be a slow journey with this new second person. It's not necessarily new either, but the person that is the outcome. And when I say person, sometimes it can be situations as well. So there's 3 dynamics to your situation. It's like one of them's going to come with you either way. An aspect of it's coming with you. You have to let go of something, and then there's another dynamic to it that is going to be along the way. But take your time. I'm definitely getting this kind of walk into it, don't rush into anything, taking it easy. And this, it leads you, this to me, there's this path you're walking, you're saying goodbye to something, and it's leading towards your 6 of Pentacles. Now your 6 of Pentacles is kind of attracting abundance to you, attracting your worth, and I feel like this is a time where you're flourishing in what you choose. You're like, if I'll show you the imagery, and she feels self-righteous within her situation. I feel like she feels like she's done good. She's made the choices she's made so that she can reap the rewards of that choice. Kind of getting out of that stagnant hanging energy. I feel like she's gone from hanging from a tree upside down to standing tall on her feet. She didn't fall, she didn't break, she actually come out feeling more empowered. And I feel by doing this Page of Wands energy is going to lead you to a more empowered state of being, where you are going to be able to enjoy the outcome that you are seeking. Now, 5 of Pentacles energy. Here I feel this is a worry and a fear. This 5 of Pentacles is kind of giving me that you worrying that it's going to give you kind of worse at times. I feel like this is the dynamic because this spot, for some reason, like I don't actually have a method to my layouts when I do it in the way that I've been doing these readings. But this spot always kind of comes as what your fears and your kind of inner feelings, and this is giving me fears. I feel like you're worried that you're going to be left out in the cold, that kind of feel that maybe if you make a choice you're going to make the wrong choice, that it's going to leave you with lesser. I definitely get the sense of you being worried that you're going to be with lesser if you make the action, if you do the actions that you need to do. I hope that makes sense for you, Aquarius. Let me pull an Archangel Michael card for you. I'm just going to do one. I'm not vibing too many Archangel Michael cards for you. I'm feeling like we just need them here and there, which is kind of cool. This situation's already resolved. So it's basically saying stop worrying. What's meant to be will be. The situation's already kind of unraveled. You just have to take the steps forward. So stop worrying. It really is a you're on the right path card, and that you're guided through this. Next, King of Pentacles reverse. All your kings are reversed. You are not in this king energy. These are like where you need to be. You need to be turning these kings around, but you are in an energy where you're holding yourself back. 100% holding yourself back. This King of Pentacles, you have no t-shirts on. This King of Pentacles energy is where we want to be in. This is like the pinnacle of everything. We have done everything we can to be in the prime of our life, where we are achieving what we wish to achieve. We are looking out on the horizon. We are seeing all these hopes and kind of like, in a way, it's new challenges, but it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of the words. So this King of Pentacles energy is the energy that we want to be in. It's like the highest of energies within our abundance side. So it's kind of like we're in a space where we can stand tall, we can look out on all that we have achieved, and see the future is bright, basically. That's how I see the King of Pentacles, is that you're in a place of kind of good fortune, and you're currently in an energy where you're holding yourself back. I really do feel like that all it'll take is for you to start choosing yourself, start choosing to make movement in your life. We move on to Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands energy is about being that warrior and fighting for yourself to create movement. So I feel like the passion is there. It's like, and this feels very to and fro, like the whole reading for you, Aquarius, is very to and fro. And I feel like this is the Knight saying, we can do it. We're going to get what we want. And it feels very different, like a shift here. This is towards the end of the month. So perhaps towards the end of the month, you kind of get a little bit more insight or a little bit more confidence. Perhaps the planetary energies are aligning. I don't fully know the planetary energies of April, but I know we're moving towards a Mercury retrograde in May. So you really do need to create movement now rather than wait until then, or else you're going to have trouble then. If you do not face what you're supposed to face in between, Mercury in retrograde will cause the drama that you need to enforce your hand. Like, that's what I find Mercury in retrograde does. It just brings things to the surface that you have to face, and it does make life a little bit more difficult. Now, it's not the planets are not making your life difficult. What they do is they enhance the energy around, and Mercury in particular is around communication. So when it's retrograding, it's causing all the communication that you haven't been having, all that needs to be said will come to the surface, and kind of it can showcase in many different ways. But I do feel like for you specifically right now, towards the end of April, you're going to get this drive. You need to jump on that energy and get this sorted. And I feel like you have on your shoulder and it definitely feels like a letting go of one thing that is fertile. Like, even though it is flourishing somewhere, you need to let go of that to flourish the second thing. I've got that message for you several times. So you have to let go of something or change something in order for the next thing to grow. Six of Wands. This is really good energy. This is making the movement. This is working towards all that you desire. It is kind of unity, happiness. It gives me creative energy, and I feel like by you making choices, and it's steps as well. We have here, I always see these ones, they're pointing towards the goal that we wish to achieve, and that's what this circle is. It's kind of like if we take the steps in order to create movement, these are all directions. We're kind of setting our wants, our tools, all that we have in our life, which gets us to where we want to be. You're going to get your favorable outcome. You're going towards that solar energy of the sun. And I'm going to pull Archangel Michael cards here for you. I will let come out what does. We need that one, which has come out different. Okay, interesting. And that one. Right. In order. So reverse from that. Explore your options. That's what I was getting with that Six of Wands. I feel like there's options. So explore it. It's saying don't rush into anything. Take your time with it. I feel like as in ease. Just as long as you're moving. Just don't make any rash decisions. Here, I feel like do it gently is what I want to say. So apply that to your situation on how you can do something gently and not just rip off a band-aid. When we say let go of something, people all of a sudden go, what? No. And that's the energy you're in right now. Is like you don't want to do that because it's hard or it's daunting. And this is saying, look, you don't have to rush into it, but you do have to do it. So it's saying explore your options, which means there is different ways of doing it. So be gentle is what I want to say for some reason. Detach from the situation. So look at it from other people's perspectives. Don't let yourself get so torn up by the emotions that you're feeling down here. And this is as in the good emotions as well, because that can tear us up. If we're feeling good things when there's something like dramatic going on in our life or something negative, it can also send us in a spiral of guilt and that kind of thing. And I feel like you need to step back from your feelings and look at other people and their feelings. Don't know why I'm saying that, so that is divinely coming through me to say that to you. Reverse, pay attention. Definitely look at things from a lighter perspective. We have sense of humor. So this, both detached from the situation and sense of humor, say take a step back, look at things differently from how you are. And it does say that the people involved, the sense of humor is kind of like people involved are coming from a place of love. With this card, I always say kind of look at it from their view, and understand that everyone involved is all as innocent as each other. And sometimes we can see the kind of lightness of the situation and what we all deserve. And I feel like with that detached and that sense of humor, you need to be doing that. And guard and protected. So it does feel like everyone within the situation is guarded, is protected, meaning that everyone will be fine no matter what happens. I'm definitely getting multiple people involved in this, which is why I keep saying people and not just situations. This could be friendships, family, relationships, and there's just an aspect of multiple people here. I feel like everyone is guarded and protected here, but also protect your energy, watch them emotions, don't get too overwhelmed with it, don't allow them to make you shut down. And this is something to really pay attention to when you throughout this month, because you're already coming into the month on an energy where you don't want to face it. So thank you very much, Aquarius. Please check out part 2. We're about to go in deep into the energies that are influencing you here. Even though I definitely feel like we've already touched on that, so it will be interesting to see how much deeper we can go, Aquarius. So thank you very much. Check out part 2, and I'll see you next month.